about math and numbers, formulas and figures. A graduate from the University of Guelph, he began his career as a teacher. Rod had a talent for math and figures, as I said, a science he found fascinating, and he wanted to introduce that world to his students. He did not teach for long, though, as his gentle nature was no match for a class full of kids, and, as he told Joni, he couldn't teach and keep the class under control at the same time. But the life of a stockbroker was the perfect match. He could indulge in his passion for math and figures, and his calculations and talent with numbers dictated his failure or success. It was the perfect challenge. He began his broker career with the firm Nesbitt Thompson. But Rod soon developed his own system, and his system was good. He loved what he did. His first wife, Julie, shared those years. She shared his love of nature, outdoors, animals, and horses. She was a veterinarian. Those were wonderful years, but her health failed, and Julie passed in 2006. He was passionate about his friends. He had friends for every season: fishing, golf, horse racing, flying, curling, bridge, and boating. He kept up with his friends he grew up with, as well as new people he met along the way, and added to the mix. And they were always happy to be with him. They knew that whatever adventure he had planned would be fun. He loved to laugh, to be with his friends, and to see everyone else having fun. Friends recall the hours he spent on the water with his nieces and nephews. He taught all of them how to fish. They enjoyed the family cottage at Thornbury and his cottage on Pooslinch Lake, and he delighted in others' delights. When I asked about their boat, a Chris Craft, Joni laughed and shared the story with me. Rod had purchased a boat from Boyd, a longtime friend. They loved the craft, but Joni wanted to change its name. She chose Nerissa, from Greek mythology, the daughter of Nereus. He was the deity of the seas, she the protector of sailors. As they boated on Georgian Bay, Joni thought the boat would be aptly named, as the bay can get rough and dangerous. But both Rod and Boyd disagreed. The men preferred the original name, cheaper than horses. By the way, the boat's name is Nerissa. Rod's friend Boyd is with us here today, and he would like to share some memories. Boyd?
Rodney Ackroyd, 1943 to 2014, way too young. First met Rod at the curling club probably close to 40 years ago. He was always that quiet, methodical way, there to help anybody on the ice or off the ice. If you needed help to curl, he'd be there with you. He had a passion for the curling club. But he wasn't only passionate about curling. As they mentioned, he decided he wanted to fly. He went and got his pilot's license and flew an airplane. And that wasn't enough. He buys this boat, and I'm saying, Rod, this is a big boat, you have to, so that's fine. He goes out and gets his license, and by the next spring, he's captain on the boat, going all over Georgian Bay, very, very comfortable. His latest undertaking, that wasn't enough challenge yet. His latest undertaking was to buy a house in Florida in a golfing community, and he didn't golf, so he took lessons, he and Joni, from Angelo, several lessons. Finally came down, he thought, well, I'm going to try it, so they went out and played a golf game. And he wasn't very comfortable and wasn't happy with his game, but he came back and he told me, I'm not stopping until I can beat you. I said, really, that won't take very much. Sadly, he never got to play another game, he only played one. Joni, many friends from the Brookridge community have sent all kinds of condolences. He left teaching school to become a stockbroker, as they mentioned, and he's happy to sit and talk to you anytime, usually over a beer, about numbers and investing. He just loved to talk about it. But back to curling, using his his mathematical mind. There's a group of us, most of us are here, that curled in Quebec for years at a week-long launch field. And at the end of each game, you usually exchange pins with the team you're playing against. So, I don't know, you might use 50 pins a year, I would guess. So the one year, we gave Rod the job of picking out and buying the pins for the following year. So we arrived,